Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of my Minecraft survival series where I'm going to be trying to enjoy the world as long as possible. Recently I've been feeling no motivation to play after I complete the game, and I wanted to start building something new as opposed to just starting the world and ending it. So we'll name it Michael's Survival World. And I think that's good. Put it on hard. I want to lock the difficulty to hard here. Option lock. Yes. So we started in a spruce forest. This is pretty great. I quite like spruce because when you find villages, they're very easy to chop down large forests worth of spruce and make them into the 2x2 tree where you can get really tall spruce trees, and then that's where all the emeralds are. Though spruce is also a very beautiful block to work with, I believe. Very, very rustic. I also have this new Minecraft skin that I got because I took a dare from a friend and I wanted to change the skin up and add my own twist to it. So I put together the two things that helped me start wanting to make this YouTube channel in the first place, which is my friends and Technoblade. I enjoyed watching him very much when I was not even much younger. I still watch him today, actually. I just quite enjoy his videos, and there's some sweet berries over there. We can collect it and get our first episode. I do plan on making this an episodic adventure, not like 100 days or anything like that, because I do believe that 100 days has gotten a bit overused, and I want to be a bit more calm with these projects as opposed to trying to rake in numbers. So we can start bringing these sweet berries back. I think that's a good start for food on the first day. And once this tree starts falling down, if it starts falling down, because I'm not sure if there's another tree connected to the leaves. No, there's not, but here there is. So let's gather some of that stone over there so that we can make an axe and a pickaxe, as well as a furnace. Make a pickaxe. One of the things that I do want to do this series is something that I saw from, I believe it was Dallas Med 69, I believe. I'm not quite sure if I remember. It was Dallas Med, and he had this idea of not putting mending on any tools, and when the tool is expired or when it's about to break, to put it to retirement. And I think that's quite a good idea. I want to do that with my own world as well. I think that I just might. Now here we have some coal, we have a furnace, and some other items as well. I do want to make a sword and a shovel. I have a bit left over for later. Here we can make our shovel and our sword. I hope that all the audio and video quality intricacies are worked out, because I'm not too sure if they look alright, but I think they do. I want to make this a mostly uncut series, so I will be doing some light editing, for example, if there's an issue with the quality of the recording. So I want to make this as pure of an experience as possible without editing. At least that's the starting idea, ideas change as they go on, so maybe this becomes edited later on. Though one of the things that I want to absolutely avoid is having an intro. One of those flashy intros. And this is no shade to other YouTubers that have flashy intros. However, I think that they take away from the experience almost. I want to avoid my videos becoming this sort of brain rot amalgamation of a bunch of sound effects and a lot of people yelling into their microphones in order to capture people's gradually shortening attention span. And it seems like we have a village here, actually. Talk about villages, I was talking about them earlier with the spruce forest. This is perfect. It's amazing. We can take these potatoes and plant them, and this bread should sustain us for a few days. We don't even need to start off with the sweet berries yet. And I quite like spruce villages. I like the feeling. They feel like more forest towns, and I quite like the idea of forest towns. And I have some iron armor already. I feel bad about taking it. I'll put this back. I want to get my own valuables. maybe I'll come back to them and take the armor later on. But right now it seems that... Oh my god, a cat. This is quite the opportunity we stumbled upon here. You know, sometimes with Minecraft worlds, when I would start them, they would either be hit or miss. Like, they used to, at least in my experience, before more modern updates, or maybe it's to my perception, that I would always see... We could build a staircase right here to connect it to the pier. It's always been my understanding that villages were supposed to be somewhat rare, although I was exploring with my friend on a Minecraft server earlier today regarding this village that we were staying at. I told him I was gonna go look for a spruce tree, and what ended up happening is that I found like 3 or 4 villages of all different types, except for, I believe, spruce. I'm not sure if there's a swamp village per se. I know there are swamp villagers. Here, let's replant some of these. Found some coal. Coal is going to be a pretty useful resource. I never like mining out coal or these large areas unless it looks uniform, because I always want it to look very natural with the generation. I don't like looking at it when it's not natural, though. I don't tend to care as much when I'm on a server, because I know that servers really come and go, but I want this Minecraft world to last. I want to be able to not only share it with myself, but with my family and friends as well, to have them see the progress that I've made over the years. And I hope that you guys can come along for the adventure as well. That is a very square-shaped plot of land. Maybe I make my house here. And then I can put a staircase here, and that could go along with the pier. And then I put a bridge right here to the other side. Interesting. Or I can make a dock here, make a house over there. All great ideas. Much more abundance of baby villagers here. Not baby villagers, these little rapscallions seem to be plotting something behind the spruce tree. Don't mind me, fellas. I am just gathering a lot of spruce wood at the moment to be able to start building my house before nighttime comes. I believe if I need to, I might sleep in one of the villagers' beds. Though I want to coexist with the villagers. I don't want to necessarily keep them inside their houses or inside of villager trading halls and stuff like that. I want to coexist with them. Like those children there. I want to... I don't know. I feel like when people play Minecraft and they dehumanize villagers, it always rubs me the wrong way. And I quite want to... I want to be equals with the villagers. Trade with them and not lock them in their homes. So again, you know, times change as well. I hope this doesn't become something that changes with time. Some feathers and a stick. It's pretty funny. It would have been funnier if it was cobwebs in there. So there are some salmon in here. And I think I'll be going upstairs and scouting a bit more of the village before I start getting a lay of the land. Let's jump up here. Okay. Checking a video setting to make sure that it was correct. This was the house that we didn't take from earlier. I quite want to clear this tree out. It feels like it's right in the middle of the village. I feel like I take inspiration of this series from this YouTuber named Gemini Tay. She's always very, very nice with her content, though I do recall more recently finding more systematized content, which is not something that I really want to like. More content that feeds the machine that is YouTube, and I quite like to see more authentic, more down-to-earth content, which is what I hope to remain, though. I understand that I might not always have the largest following, that I don't want the largest following. There's a quote that I had heard recently about if friends were money, that I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. And I quite like the idea of that for my followers and viewers as well. I want to get to know my community. I don't want my community to just be a number. which is also why I'm working on getting my Discord server up and running, where we can have discussions about anything PG, I suppose. I mean, I quite like Star Wars. I wouldn't mind discussing Star Wars with friends all the time. We could probably have a channel where people can talk about their struggles and how they're working on overcoming them, or if they need help to overcome them. That could also be a thing. I would like to write that down, and I also want to see the creations that people make in their worlds. You know, I'm always amazed when I see redstone computers and the such being made, because they always blow my mind that somebody can make a computer in Minecraft to that degree of complexity. I mean, soon we're probably gonna have AI chat models in Minecraft, although they would have to come up with a block to allow redstone to, if we weren't going to use command blocks, which at that case would sort of defeat the purpose of such complicated redstone systems in the first place, I believe. I mean, I think that part of the charm of making everything out of redstone, excluding command blocks, is that it shows that you can make everything that you see there in the survival game. I mean, it may be very complicated, and there may be blocks that may be very hard to find or difficult to get a large amount of, but I've always... Is the brightness up? There we go. The brightness a bit higher. I've always been of the idea that the more you can do in survival Minecraft, the cooler it is. That's not to say that command block creations, for example, I would use some command block creations that I believe were phenomenal, such as one where I wasn't sure what vanilla meant in Minecraft, so I wouldn't understand the concept of downloading mods and how to do it properly for a long time, and so I did command block out. I did command block creations instead, and there was one that if I threw an egg, a whole city would spawn in. Another one where if I had I believe it was a carrot on a stick that the command block gave me, I could use that as a portal gun, which was quite cool. It is nighttime now. I want to start gathering these saplings and getting ready to defend the village. I want to make it so that villagers can stay near the village, but we'll build a giant wall around it. I did get that idea from Geminite, but I quite like the idea of building a wall, especially when I would have to build one in the water basin right here. I think that would be quite an interesting build, and I could probably build some sort of exit here by a water to be able to travel over there to that oak village. Not oak village, pardon, oak forest. Yes, English. So I do think that for now, in order to continue, it's just actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep phantoms on for most of these nights. I might, but I hope that they don't become a huge problem. So I don't think that phantoms were generally implemented the way at least I would have liked. I preferred to have mobs in the game that don't impede progress when you don't do a certain action. I believe you should be able to do, if not all things, without the impedance of something like a phantom, because they're just drones in the sky waiting to attack you if you don't. Are you guys lost? You don't have way back up. I don't think they do. There. Here. I will build passage. Yes. Yes, they can get all the way up. I believe their pathfinding may do the rest. But I do want to build a pier, bit of a dock. I'm not sure if a pier or a port would be the correct terminology, but that's a zombie. I should build torches. Around down here for now, I can start lighting this area up. One thing that did change a lot with Minecraft updates, aside from the phantoms, which I believe should be implemented more as a mini boss rather than a reason to go to sleep. Ooh, an Enderman. I might try to kill him. I believe that the changing the light level for monster spawning was quite an interesting decision. I quite like it because it means that I can fight mobs in a way that Oh, he took my block. My block. I'm gonna use the axe so I don't hit the child. There we go. No ender pearls that night. That time. But we can find them in the future. I believe that the light level was a big change, especially when it comes to caving, because now, you know, your torches become so much more valuable when you're down there. I believe they've essentially doubled in value because of a torch shines 14 to 15 blocks away. Is that fox holding something? If your torch shines... Ow. Oh. He has a ranged weapon. I don't have a ranged weapon. I'm going to go to bed. There are monsters nearby. That's a creeper. We do not have a second bed. I'm going to eat. I don't want to die. So what I'm going to do... Try to rush out of this house to another house. And try to sleep there. See, with the torch, now that there are monsters nearby, where? I think... There we go. So we can sleep now. The reason that I say that it's become doubly as useful is because now instead of mobs needing to spawn at light level 7, they can spawn at light level 0 only. And that means that your torches now prevent mobs from spawning from 2 times the distance, if I'm not mistaken. Which is quite a useful change. It's an interesting change to me. Which happened a few updates ago, so not very on topic, very modern. However, I do think that it is important to talk about, and I'm going to try to kill the skeleton. He just did 3 yards of damage. That was quite painful. Ow. Another skeleton. I might die here. He manages to shoot me again. Oh, he died. I bet Fox was going to grab the bones. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if foxes can grab bones. I quite like foxes being in the game. They had a lot of ambiance to the game here in the Spruce Forests. So we've survived the first night, and I quite like the idea of starting a house around here. Now I think it will be out of spruce, though I want to build it a spruce and cobblestone combination, sort of like these houses over here. So I will have to do quite a bit of mining, and my stone axe is getting worn. So I will probably retire the first tool out of the bunch. Let's make spruce planks. Chest. And then we can make this a retirement chest. Let's make a sign for it. The retirement chest. So I believe that this chest might get quite full by the time we're through with it. So I want to get better items. I do. So I don't want to let a single tool fall behind. This might be the conclusion of the first episode, since it's already been about 19 minutes. And I hope that I can continue making episodes. You know, I think we found a nice start. And I'm glad to have been able to talk to you guys about some pretty interesting things. I'll see you guys later.